And welcome to round 6. Here we're looking at the standings after 5 rounds. For those of you who are interested who's doing well at this point. But as for what we're actually going to be watching,
we're going to see Simon Marshall, who's playing Blitz, and he's going to be up against Mufaddal Bharmal, who is going to be playing green-white tokens. Quite a lot of populate going on in his deck, and one card from Dragon's Maze, which we haven't seen much this weekend, but obviously a bit more of, some Advent of the Worm in Mufaddal's deck.
Now a lot of people thought that Advent of the Worm would turn into quite an expensive card, but it turns out to be pretty cheap due to the fact that it's both in a pre-constructed deck.
Always a bad sign for expensive cards.
And of course it only really goes into one deck, right?
One or two, yeah. There's a green-white tokens deck, there's Bant Flash, and occasionally Naya can play it as well. So we've got Stromkirk Noble coming out from Simon Marshall, turn 1.
And really that tells his opponent instantly what he's playing.
Well, it says either red deck wins or some other kind of deck. It could be similar to what Matt's was playing. This, however, that's some turn 2 from Simon. Now we've got 2 Burning Tree Emissaries and a Flint Tuff board.
And Simon decided to take up all of the boards to do this.
Yeah.
He's really imposing on his opponent there.
Well, you've got to make sure that he knows that you're attacking him.
Look at my stuff. I will do that by putting it all on your playmat.
Yeah. It's pretty bad news for Mufaddal. Farseek's probably not going to get the job done under this circumstance. And the fact that he's going straight for Temple Garden there probably signifies that he's 2 colours. You'd expect him to go for something like a Sacred Foundry or something like that if he was on Naya or Junk or something along those lines. Although I don't think Simon's game plan here evolves much beyond turning guys sideways and dealing a lot of damage. If he can follow up here, I mean, I don't even know if Simon needs to follow up here, but he's got to assume that Mufaddal's going to make either a worm or something like a Huntmaster next turn, so he will need to follow up somewhat. So 9 coming in from Simon there. And presenting lethal forces. And just adds a little bit of rubbins there with the Rakdos Cackler. So you're facing 12 power on turn 3. How are you feeling?
This has got to be good.
Yeah, it's...
I mean, the thing is, even a creature's not good enough. It has to be a creature plus life gain at this point.
Yeah, he can't make a creature and block because...
he's got to assume Simon has something.
Well, if he makes a creature and blocks, he goes down to 1. So,
yeah, and red decks have no problems finding a way of dealing 1 point of damage.
You'd think so, wouldn't you, really? In fact, Simon has Hellrider in his hand at the moment, so if he's got the 4th land, then that's definitely it. But
that would have just been too ridiculous to put on camera.
Yeah, I think so. I think we would have had to X-rate that one.
I don't like to say the word literally that much concerning commentary, but that would have been literally the nut draw for Simon.
Yep.
Maybe one more emissary on the turn 2.
Yeah, maybe a 3rd emissary. But that is that's going to put Mufaddal down to 1.
Would you care to show a burn spell? Says Mufaddal. Simon goes,
no, I'll just have another guy.
I'll just have another guy. So any land at this point from Simon.
Yeah, it's like even if Mufaddal has, I mean, there's no mono white wrath at this point apart from planar cleansing, which costs 6. So.
And Mufaddal scoops them up after getting extremely optimistic about what he could have, and goes 1-0 behind to Simon.